Hi, furry friends.
Hello.
So today is not so much a furry video as just something that we mentioned that I was putting in a garden, and there was some interest, so we thought we'd do a quick video on this new garden that I have put in. And we reached out to the makers of this garden. It's new and it's from Australia, and it was on that show where people have ideas. Shark Tank?
I was in Shark Tank?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's a good idea, so okay.
Yeah. So apparently they make these out of Australia, and I bought one because I love to garden, and at our previous house, Joelle, you helped me build.
Yeah.
My garden, which
was huge.
Yeah, it was very big, and it had an underground irrigation system, so it conserves water in the desert, and you don't have to, have a lot of evaporation.
Evaporation, right?
So it was a great garden, and then I built a frame around it, and we put a greenhouse drape over it, and it took a lot of effort. And I saw this, which is essentially all of those things. Yeah.
And it took you like an afternoon to put together?
Yeah, I put it together with my oldest son and the furry, and we have filled it with fruits and herbs and things, and so we just thought we'd take a minute to show it to you guys. And I reached out to the maker of this, it's called the Veggie Pod, and asked them for a coupon code. And Joelle's deciding how we're going to give it to you. Joelle has all the power.
No, and somehow we'll get the code to you and the link to the company so you can order one if you're into gardening, which the reason we're doing this is we found out that a lot of furries are into gardening on some level. And honestly, you could do this in any size backyard. Like this is on the side of your house, but like a tiny itty bitty like condo backyard. Honestly, you could do it on a balcony.
You could do this on a balcony, and that is a great point because as soon as I had one, I wanted to buy another one. And they are modular, so just this one tray system here, you could buy just that. And
I didn't know that.
There's a frame for that, and it even has wheels. This one doesn't. This one's stationary. It probably weighs over 1,000 pounds now with the soil and water. But the one tray has, you can buy a wheeled trolley, they call it, so you could move it in.
See, so anybody could garden, except me because I kill things. I mean, I brought a flower back to life the other day.
Who's a big girl?
It's me. But, yeah, so I normally kill things, so this may not be my thing.
But you could certainly try. And if you just bought one section, it wouldn't be a huge investment.
Right, which I may do. We have a section that we're figuring out what to do. We may buy a few of these.
I will never stop bugging you until you do. And the nice thing
about... I'm going to get the 10% code.
That's right. Use the 10% code. And right now, for Mother's Day, they're running a special that if you buy... I'm getting ahead of myself. If you buy the system, they'll give you the weather cover for free, which is $40.
And this is really nice to have.
Yes. And so with our coupon code, so you'd save $40 because you get this part for free and then 10% off the whole thing. And they offered free shipping. So I think that it's a great deal and it's good quality.
Yeah, if you're going to get it, this is the time to get it.
Yeah. So this is the winter
we just
cover.
did like a promo for them without being having any kind of advertising, like.
Yes, they have provided nothing.
Yeah, they provided nothing but a code.
That's right.
For you guys.
They are welcome to.
If they'd like to.
If you want to spin out a one tray for Joelle, we could try it at her house. Yeah. Whatever, that's fine. So we'll take you through this, but this is not sponsored or anything. We just really enjoy it.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes, that's a very, very smart point. So we had a cold temp. We had such beautiful weather, and all of a sudden it got cold up here in northern Nevada. So I had to put this weather cover off. But let's just slide it back. Just like that. Thank you.
Okay.
So the first thing I'll point out, it has this hoop lid, and it's got this like screen cover, and the screen cover is great.
It's almost like a mesh-ish sort of.
It is, and it guards the plants from 17% of the light, which they're still essentially full sun.
Right, but here the sun is so hot.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
No.
And it will keep out a lot of the critters,
yeah,
and especially the birds, because we have a ton of birds here. And I've lifted mine up because we also have bunnies and squirrels. We have a lot of wildlife. snakes and all kinds of things. So I wanted to protect my garden. And Joelle pointed out, she's so smart, I have a whole like mountain of rocks to this side of the garden. And I said, well, the bunnies could chew through this mesh. But she said, yeah, they just bounce right off though.
Boing!
Which is pretty smart. So I like this. So this just snaps up.
Which I think this is super cool. Look
Yeah.
at all these lovely things. And it has a string that holds it.
Yes. And so the nice thing, you can't see the rest of my garden. I container garden. And because I love the irrigation that you can do from underneath and be able to move your plants. So all of my irritation.
Yeah, those are my kids.
I was just going to say I'm not talking about my children. That's hilarious. We are the same person. All of my irrigation, my container plants, they all fared really poorly in the winter, those that were not light enough for me to carry in. And I covered them, but it got very cold. It was like down to 29 for the same period of time. But all of these plants that had the cover, I mean, look how beautiful these are. And you can't really see, but I have strawberries. I have 6 strawberry plants in here, and they're gorgeous.
They're doing really well.
Yeah, so the cover really did its job. I've got
some cilantro.
I've got basil. I've got some sweet marjoram that's going to make some great kebabs.
Sweet pepper?
Yeah, pimento. It's a sweet round pepper. I've got basil, Brussels sprouts. I've got some Swiss chard here.
Oh, it's coming up.
It's
Some
coming.
little
I just saw it
babies.
for the first time today.
Aww.
And over here, so funny. I have this.
It smells like the garden. I love it.
It does. I had flame cauliflower that I just wanted to plant 3 of them, and I took the packet out because I only had 20 in the packet that I had ordered. And a gust of wind came and knocked it over. So there's 20 seeds of cauliflower in there somewhere. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe they won't all take.
Who knows? So the nice thing about this is, so the soil, it's on a steel frame. It's really strong.
And it's what, 6 inches deep, maybe 8?
Yeah.
At the most?
Maybe 8. There's a reservoir underneath to hold water, so that as the roots go down, they'll get water from underneath, so you're not spraying with a sprinkler all the time. It does inside. You can't really see. There's a sprinkler integrated, so you can just screw your hose into it, so it'll water your plants. I don't like to water from above because I do have some small tomato plants in here, and if you garden, you know tomatoes don't like to have wet leaves. So I like to water just the soil. So you can do that just in the corners with your hose, and it'll go down into the reservoir, and it has drain holes, so you're not going to waterlog your plants. And it's such a convenient height that we don't have to bend over.
No, you can just stand here. I was just seeing the other day about keyhole gardening. Have you heard of that?
I haven't.
I thought it sounded suspicious, but it's very similar to this idea, but it's like taking things that you have and building like a garden, this sort of garden, but around your...
Oh, so you just have to spin
So you
around?
go in and you're just in there. You just kind of walk in. Someone used like a fencing, and then they had like some old things in their yard or around like some old pieces of wood, some branches. They built it up and then did a landscaping fabric to make kind of the garden area. So it was relatively this size. So very similar to that.
There's a child that snuck up.
There's a child. There's a child at the window and a child behind the camera. Both are mine. Rotten kids, you must wait. And they find it very, very, very humorous.
I think I peed a little. At that stage. So yes, you can use I've seen people use ammo boxes.
Right, just any, yeah.
I use big, we might show in another video sometime, I use big plastic totes. That's what I have my potatoes in, because you can just drill into them really easily.
Right, and they're cheap.
Build them up and throw them away.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, after you use them for several seasons. Be green.
But
this you can recycle a lot of stuff.
Right, but the special thing about this, it's like takes no time.
Okay, that's
dog fight. That's your kid.
That's my rotten dogs. Yes. Hey,
but,
go get them.
Yeah, my kid, go get the dogs, please. Or just stand there laughing at us.
Make me scream again. Ah, it's a child.
That was so funny. It was like a 2-pronged attack.
It was. I'm very jumpy. I would be.
You are. It's pretty funny. So anyway, but the nice thing about this is it just, I was talking to you, or texting, which we do all the time. I know that surprises you guys.
Right.
But it seemed like it took like no time. It was finished, and you have things growing. And I love this because I feel like it would take me some time to form the PVC, to get the netting, like to make it. It's just nice.
Yeah, because you have to buy all the connectors and measure and saw, and I've done that. And I would never build the sprinkler irrigation. And all the wood and everything, and moving the wood, the lumber was heavy, which is why when we sold the house, we didn't bring the garden with us.
Right, it was really nice, but I remember you making that. That was a pretty easy decision.
Yeah.
That's not coming.
Yes, and you know, the buyers of the house didn't even want it. It was just full of 1,000 pounds of soil. So if you look at the eaves over there in our house, there's a bird's nest right there. Those birds are not going to eat my tomatoes.
Those are strawberries.
They're not going to eat my tomatoes either.
She's the gardener.
Tomato.
Okay.
They're not going to eat my strawberries.
I've seen them in the store, and that is not how they label them.
Well, it's a little different if you're in Northern Nevada. You're not from here, so.
You aren't either.
Okay. Oh, it's one of those days, people.
It's been a day.
Yeah. So anyway, we just wanted to show you the garden and how awesome it is. It's the veggie pod. It took me probably 5 55-gallon bags of potting mix to fill it up, and I typically mix my own, but I didn't this time. I was lazy. I just bought potting mix, the best one that I could find and afford, and it goes together really simple. You need no tools. My son and I did it in an afternoon and filled it up and got it planted up.
And it's performing beautifully.
Yeah, and it's plenty tall. I do have tomatoes in here, and I know tomatoes sprawl, especially cherries, but I'm just going to trim them. I'm just going to control them with my scissors.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'll be good. Anyway, we're going to put a coupon code in the bottom. Any questions, just leave them, and I will respond to the best of my ability. And this is the Veggie Pod. It's VEGEPOD, and we'll put it in the description. And again, they have not sponsored, but are welcome to.
But she loves it, and I'm pretty impressed. I'm so impressed that I really would probably try this at our house.
I mean, I think you should.
I think I might.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we will.
It's like 9 days.
Oh my gosh, it's so close. BLFC is next week, guys. Next week.
Next week. And we are going to be in the Shasta room. On Friday.
At 11 in the morning.
So please come see us and give us a hug if you're keen to. We love hugs, and we want to meet all of you and hear all about your story and see your fursuits.
Yeah, we definitely want to see your suits, but those who don't have suits, we also want to see you. Mm-hmm. It would be really fun to connect some faces and names together, you know.
Yeah.
And we'll have a great time.
And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is really exciting.
So exciting.
And we have a little friendly wager. I'm not saying who has which wager, but one of us has wagered that we'll get to 1,000 before BLFC.
Right, and the other one thinks it might be a little bit after BLFC. And there are some hefty stakes on this. See, you know, neither one of us really eat sugar. We eat keto, so no carbs. But we are going out on a restriction-free lunch. What?
And we're going to eat bread, y'all.
We're going to eat bread.
It's going to be lit.
And maybe even fruit. So either way, we win. Just depends on who's going to be paying.
Yeah, but if you want to help us make our subscribers, please share out our video. And if you like this video and aren't a subscriber, consider clicking it and click on the bell to get notified when we put out a video. And usually they will be about furry business, not usually about gardening.
Right, and we normally put one out every Tuesdays when we try to. We've been late a couple times. Anyway, check us out here. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram.
Remember
Insta, like the kids call it.
Yeah. Oh, Insta. Is that what we do?
Insta.
I don't know.
Are you? Yes.
I
No.
still Facebook, which I know is only for old people.
You still say the Twitter.
I still say the Twitter.
Not really. We broke that out a while back. I'm just teasing.
I probably still do. Anyway, remember that we love you, furries.
Mwah. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh, wait. Okay, so you might have to cut that because I didn't cut it. Oh, it's still recording right now.